Hello, grade 9. Today I am going to discuss about syllogism. So, have you ever made a conclusion based on simple facts you already know? So, that is actually called syllogism. So, it is a way of using logic to connect ideas and form a clear conclusion. It is like solving a mini puzzle with your thoughts. So, for example, all students need to study. So, Sebastian is a student. Therefore, Sebastian needs to study. So, see how the conclusion makes sense based on the first two statements. So, that is syllogism in action. So, learning about syllogisms helps us think more clearly, make smart decisions, and understand arguments better. So, in this lesson, we will discover the three types of syllogism, which is the categorical, hypothetical, and disjunctive, and learn how each one helps us reason logically in everyday life. So, what is syllogism? A syllogism is a type of logical reasoning that helps us draw a conclusion using two related statements called premises. So, the first statement, called the major premise, gives a general truth or rule, while the second statement, or the minor premise, gives a specific example related to that rule. From these two premises, we can form a logical conclusion. So, in short, a syllogism shows how ideas are connected and helps us see if our reasoning makes sense. So, for example, for major premise, all birds can fly. For minor premise, a sparrow is a bird. So, for the conclusion, therefore, a sparrow can fly. Through syllogisms, we learn to think clearly and make conclusions that are based on logic, not just an opinion. Okay, so we have here an examples. In the first example, for the major premise, all humans are mortal. Minor premise, Socrates is a human. So, conclusion, therefore, Socrates is mortal. So, this shows how a syllogism works using deductive reasoning. The major premise gives a general truth where all humans eventually die, and then the minor premise identifies Socrates as part of that group or a human. Therefore, it is logical to conclude that Socrates is mortal. In the second example, for the major premise, all students who study hard pass the exam. Minor premise, Shania studies hard. So for the conclusion, therefore, Shania will pass the exam. So in here, the syllogism connects a general rule to a specific situation. So the first statement gives a general idea about students who study hard, while the second statement or the second states that Shania belongs to that group. So from these two premises, we can logically conclude that she will pass the exam. Okay, so next, there are three main types of syllogism, and each one uses a different kind of logical connection to reach a conclusion. So first, for the categorical syllogism, so this type connects categories or groups of things. It uses statements like all, some, or none to show how one idea belongs to another group. So, for example, all teachers are educated. Mrs. Cruz is a teacher. Therefore, Mrs. Cruz is educated. So this shows that Mrs. Cruz belongs to the group of educated people because all teachers are included in that category. Next is hypothetical syllogism. So this type uses if and then. Okay, or the if then statements to show a cause and effect or condition and result relationship. So, for example, if it rains, the ground gets wet. It is raining, therefore, the ground is wet. So, the conclusion follows because the condition, it rains, leads to the expected result, the ground gets wet. Next is disjunctive syllogism. So, this type presents two possible choices using either or. Okay, so we are using either or statements here. So when one choice is proven true or false, the other automatically becomes the conclusion. So for example, either I will study or I will fail. I will study, therefore I will not fail. So since the first option, study, is chosen, the second one, fail, is no longer true. So, in summary, categorical syllogisms deal with groups or categories, where hypothetical syllogisms deal with conditions, and disjunctive syllogisms deal with choices. But all three help us think and reason logically. Okay, so let us discuss this one by one. So we have again the categorical syllogism. It is a type of logical reasoning that deals with categories or groups of things. It connects a general idea to a specific example using statements like all, some, or none. So it has also three parts: the uh, major premise or the general truth or statement about a whole group; minor premise, a statement about a specific member of that group; and then conclusion, the logical result that connects the two. So we have here an example. All teachers are educated. So this is our major premise. For the minor premise, Mrs. Cruz is a teacher. And then for the conclusion, therefore, Mrs. Cruz is educated. So it shows that since all teachers belong to the group of educated people, Mrs. Cruz is part of that group or part of a teacher. So it is logical to conclude that she is educated. So next is hypothetical syllogism. It uses if then statements. So it shows a cause and effect or condition and result relationship. It means that if one thing happens, another will follow. So again, it has three parts. So we have the major premise that shows the condition. If A happens, then B happens. Then for minor premise, it states that the condition A actually happened. So for the conclusion, it shows the result that logically follows. So we have here an example for the major premise. If students study hard, then they will get good grades. So for the minor premise, Shania studies hard. So our conclusion here, therefore, Shania will get good grades. So this syllogism shows that the result of getting good grades depends on the condition, which is studying hard. So since Shania meets the condition, it is logical to conclude that she will get good grades. And then the last part is a disjunctive syllogism. It presents two possible choices or alternatives using the phrase either or. It then eliminates one option to logically conclude that the other must be true. So it also has three parts. So for the major premise, it gives two possible choices, either A or B. While in a minor premise, it rejects or eliminates one choice, A, which is A is not true. So for the conclusion, it accepts the remaining choice as true. Therefore, B is true. For example, for the major premise. Either the class will have a quiz or a group activity today. So for the minor premise, the teacher said there's no quiz. So for the conclusion, therefore, the class will have a group activity today. So for the explanation about disjunctive syllogism, so this syllogism shows that when there are only two possible situations and one is proven false, the other must be true since the class will not have a quiz. So the only remaining option is the group activity. Okay, so again, those are the three types of syllogism: the categorical, hypothetical, and disjunctive syllogism. So we learned that a syllogism is an important tool for logical thinking and reasoning. It helps us draw clear and valid conclusions based on given statements or facts. We also discovered the three main types of syllogism. Again, the categorical, which connects groups or categories, hypothetical, which uses if then statements, and disjunctive, which presents two choices using either or. So, understanding syllogisms helps us think critically. We can also analyze arguments and we can make sound judgments in both academic and everyday situations. So, as we apply this knowledge, we become more careful and logical thinkers. So, we are ready to reason wisely and make better decisions. Okay, so that would be all for today's lesson, grade 9. Thank you for listening.